Okay, in the previous slide, we talked about tracking data. As I said, tracking data is going to do wonders for your psychology. It's going to do so much for you if you have that large sample set of data to back you up. You can't skip that. You can't skip the tracking data. That is it's such an important part of trading and building that confidence. Now, next, what we're going to go into is, once again, I know another thing that a lot of people, they're not going to want to do. They're going to brush it off. But I'm telling you, I promise you, it helps. It helps. We're going to go into meditation practices. So what happens whenever you break your rules? Like, what's the process? What's the thought process that goes on when you break your rules? You're sitting at your PC, all right? You come into the day and you say to yourself, I'm going to follow all of my rules. I'm going to follow my rules. I'm going to follow my plan, and I'm going to execute like a professional. I'm not going to let that inner degenerate get the best of me. I'm going to stay focused on my plan, and I'm only going to execute on my plan. But then what happens along the way? Something happens along the way where you lose it. You go off the rails. Something triggers you to do something stupid, to act like an amateur. Something happens along the way. And it happens because you're not mindful of it. Here's the deal, guys. I've been doing this a long time. I've been trading for a long time. And to this day, sometimes I feel greed. Sometimes I feel fear because, like a setup might not look that good to me, and then I'm kind of antsy about taking it, but I got to follow my rules. Sometimes I want a revenge trade because something will take me out and then it'll move in my favor. All of the emotions that you feel, all of the emotions that drag you down, drag your trading career down into nothing, that cause you to lose money, I have those same emotions. We all do. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot, guys. But you want to know the key difference in what I have mastered is I'm mindful when it's happening, and I'm able to regain control. And how do you develop that mindfulness of whenever you're starting to become greedy, when you're starting to deviate from your plan, when that lower nature, that amateur side of you is starting to take over? How do you know when that's going to happen? You become mindful of it. A lot of you are just, you get lost, you get taken away in those flood of emotions. You don't even realize in that moment that it's taken over. You'll say to yourself and you'll lie to yourself, hey, I think this looks pretty dang good. It might not be in my plan, but hey, it looks good. It looks really good. I mean, it looks like it's going up. It's really strong. Boom. And it just looks good. So I'm going to take it. Decent risk reward on the play as well. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Good risk reward. I saw a couple people on Twitter saying they liked it as well. You'll lie to yourself. I mean, when you're in that action and that money is there, and you're in the game for real, like that's a similar thought process. You'll dress it up, make it sound real nice, but it's that degenerate. It's that degenerate side of you that's taking over. He's starting to push your buttons. He knows exactly what you want to hear. He knows exactly how to convince you to take those bad trades, to go off the rails. So you got to catch them in that moment when you're starting to deviate, and it comes from being mindful. Like revenge trading is a big one for me because sometimes I'll just miss-time a play wrong. For example, I'll miss-time something, I'll get taken out like at the bottom, and then it'll go in the original direction. And then as soon as that happens, I'll have like that. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. Like I'll be like, oh, heck no. We're getting right back in this. That's like that inner dollar. We're getting right back in this because I was right on the direction, and you're not going to take my money like that. You're not just going to go in the direction now right after taking my stops. They did that intentionally. The banks did it intentionally. That's my inner dialogue. And then, that competitive side of me, that competitive nature of me, it comes out, and it's like a knee-jerk reaction. And then I have to catch myself. You know what I'll do? I'll look at my rules. All right. I'll remember my goals. I remember what I want to achieve through this and what has got me to this point, to this day. I remember. I take a deep breath. I become mindful of what I'm doing and how that is happening to me in that moment. Those thoughts that are occurring in that moment, I become mindful of them, and then I take control. Like that, I take control. You know what I'll do next? I'll realize what's happening. I'll shut it down, and I'll go do something else. As soon as I feel that urge, shut it down, go something else. If I feel like I'm getting on tilt, that's what I'll do. But the key is catching yourself in that moment when it happens. And that's what a lot of you can't do, or that's what a lot of you don't do. Is you don't catch yourself in that moment. You're not going to be a robot. I'm not going to teach you how to be a robot in this series. All right. That's a fool's mission. You're not a robot. How are you going to execute like a robot if you're not a robot? If you want to go that route, then you need to go the systematic trading route. But a lot of you in here are discretionary traders. So that is a fool's mission. It's not going to happen. The key is to become mindful of those emotions. And then when you're mindful of your emotions, it's so much easier to take control of those emotions. That's the key. And the way to start becoming mindful of those emotions is through meditation. It's through meditation. A lot of you don't want to do it. And a lot of you, I would say 90% of the people watching this video right now aren't going to do it. They're listening to me, and heck, a lot of people have already clicked off this video and haven't watched it. They're not even listening to me right now. So if you're listening to me right now, you're probably ahead of most people just by that one simple fact alone. You think I want to meditate, guys? Well, actually, like when I started, I enjoy meditating now. But when I started it, I didn't. I didn't want to do that crap. It's like, meditating, what do I look like? I ain't doing that shit. But you know what I realized? In my head, I was thinking, hey, meditating, it sounds kind of corny. All right, it sounds kind of corny, kind of. I ain't trying to do that. All I need is a system. I'll execute that system. I'll be disciplined. You can't skip corners. A lot of you are already trying to, rationalize your way out of this. You're trying to, wiggle your way out of this. You can't skip corners. You need to do meditation. So what you're going to do is then it kind of begs the question, how do we go about doing this? How do we go about meditating then? If this is how we're going to start to become mindful of our emotions, mindful of our thoughts. You're going to take time before the market open, before you begin trading for the day. Dedicate about 30 minutes if you can. Dedicate about 30 minutes before market open or before you begin trading for the day. The first 15 minutes, you're just going to meditate, and I want you to just focus on your breath. Focus on your breath, and that is where you want to keep your focus. Just focus on your breath, okay? For the first 15 minutes. During those 15 minutes, you're going to have thoughts that are going to pop in your head. That's going to happen. You're not going to be perfect right off the jump. You're going to have thoughts that pop in your head during those first 15 minutes. Like, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. I want you to recognize and be mindful of those thoughts. And then I want you to redirect your focus. After you lose that focus momentarily, so whatever thought pops in your head, be mindful of it, recognize it, redirect your focus. You're going to keep doing that for 15 minutes, okay? Just focus on your breath, nothing else. You're going to be mindful of it, mindful of any thoughts that pop in your head during that time. Just like that trading plan, and you'll know how this translates over, because guess what? During this practice, your main focus is your breath, and your thoughts are going to pop in while you're keeping your focus on your breath to distract you, to get you off course, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, having your self-focus as just your breath. Your mind wants to occupy you with more, but you got to say no. That's what you're doing essentially, is you're saying no. You're saying no to those other thoughts. You're saying no to anything that is not your focus. You're saying no to those thoughts. You're redirecting. They're going to knock on the door. They're going to knock on the door and say, hey, here I am. Focus on me. You're going to see them. You're going to say, yep, I see you. But nope, focus is back on my breath. During those 15 minutes, that's what you're doing. With trading, this translates over because you know exactly what you need to do when you're trading, guys. You know exactly what you need to do. You know your plan. If you got your strategy, you have clear rules that you need to follow. You know you need to follow those rules, right? That's your mission. Just like when you're meditating and your mission is focusing on your breath, when you're trading, your mission is focusing on your trading plan. In the same way that those degenerate thoughts take over you during the trading day and spiral you out of control, what this practice does is the same way that those degenerate thoughts take over you during the day and they distract you from your plan of attack that you established beforehand, you're going to begin to catch those thoughts because you're mindful, because you're practicing meditation and you're mindful of those thoughts when they happen. You're gonna start to catch yourself. I'm telling you, you're gonna start to catch yourself. You're gonna feel greed. You're gonna feel fear. All those emotions that we all feel because we're human beings. It's gonna happen, but then you're gonna recognize it when it's trying to take over, and you're gonna stop it in its tracks, and you're gonna say no. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna say no. I have a plan of attack. I'm going to stick with my plan of attack because this is the plan of attack that's going to bring me financial freedom. That's going to provide the lifestyle that I want for my family. That's going to let me leave that job. That's going to let me live life on my terms, however I want to live. My plan of attack is the right plan of attack because that's what's going to bring me those results. Those degenerate thoughts of deviating from the plan and doing something stupid that's going to bring me no results but a blown up account and lost money and no consistency whatsoever, and waking up 5 years from now in the same exact place you are right now. That's all breaking rules is going to lead to. So it's your choice. And you're going to become mindful of whenever those degenerate thoughts are taken over during the trading day. You're going to become mindful. You're going to redirect your focus. You're going to redirect your focus to your plan, following your plan. That's what you're going to do. And it's achieved. And you get there through meditation. It's a really good way to get there, because that's exactly what you're practicing with meditation. Is you're conquering yourself. That's what you're doing through meditation. You're conquering yourself. So during those 15 minutes, again, each time you're just going to focus on your breath. You're just going to focus on your breath, focus on your breath. Each time you get an invading thought that comes into your meditation, recognize it, push it out, say nope, focus on your breath, and keep doing it for 15 minutes. The last 15 minutes, again, I'm going to lose some people here, I know, but hey, I'm not a conventional guy. I don't do conventional things. And I believe if you want unconventional results, you need to do unconventional things. Okay, you can't do what everybody else does and expect to get, the same results, right? You can't expect to do that. That's insanity. So the first 15 minutes, we've already established what you need to be doing. The last 15 minutes, we're going to be doing visualization. We're going to be visualizing how you want to execute in a live market environment. During those last 15 minutes, you're going to imagine it with me. The first 15 minutes, you're going to be in deep meditation. First 15 minutes, nothing but focus on your breath. In the last 15 minutes, I want you to focus on how you would want to execute in a real market environment. So I want you to imagine vividly, your plan. I want you to imagine how it would feel to execute your plan consistently. How it would feel to execute all of your rules perfectly, never deviating. Okay, and then I want you to imagine how it would feel to do that on a consistent basis. Because it's possible. It's possible. The only thing that's stopping you from not executing your plan, executing, following your rules, it's you. It's in your control. A lot of you guys, you get dragged down by that lower nature, get dragged down by that inner degenerate, and you let yourself do that. Like, it's a decision. Like, nobody, presses that button to buy or sell. You do that. You make that decision. You lift your finger, you press buy. You lift your finger, you press sell. It's in your control. But you're also in control, and you can also make the correct decisions. So you're going to visualize what it would feel like. You're really going to visualize what it would feel like if you were just a machine. You just executed perfectly. You followed your rules to a T. Yeah, you're going to take L's, but guess what? Those L's, you followed your plan. It's still a successful day. You're going to imagine what it would feel like, what it's like to be a level-headed professional. What would it feel like? The pride that you would feel knowing that you conquered yourself. You conquered your own inner demons, that you're in control. You're in the driver's seat. You're the one in charge. What would that feel like if you do that on a consistent basis, that you have literally conquered your own human nature? What would that feel like? I want you to visualize that during those last 15 minutes. And guess what? You do this, you know what you do? Right before the trading day, you already got a W. You already got a win under your belt. And that win is your own mind. That win is over yourself. And you're setting yourself up for success coming into the day. That's what it does. Again, I know most people are going to ignore this advice because it sounds cheesy, sounds corny. I know, I thought it did when I first started doing it as well. I thought the same exact thing. It's like, I ain't doing this. But eventually I got myself to do it, and it works. It sets you up for success. It gets your mind in the right place. And if you really think about it, guys, it makes sense. I mean, it makes logical sense. As I said before, in the meditation, your focus is your breath. In the live market environment, your focus is following your rules and executing your rules. That's it. It's literally that simple. And during that meditation, those same thoughts that try to deviate you from your meditation, that try to make you get up and stop, that try to get you to focus on something else, those are the same thoughts that in a live market environment cause you to break your rules. They're the same thoughts that cause you to trade too big, to deviate from your plan. And anything outside of that plan of attack, don't engage in. I don't give a damn what your thoughts are saying whenever that live money is on the line and it's tugging at your emotions. I don't give a damn what BS you conjure up inside your head in a live market environment. Don't believe it. Follow the plan. Follow the plan. Okay? And you do this consistently. Give it a month. Give it a month. If every single day you don't miss one day, do this consistently. Work on it. And I'm telling you, most of you, I firmly believe, are going to start seeing some improvements in how you operate in a live market environment, on how you're aware of your thoughts and those detrimental thoughts that take you off course. I'm telling you, most of you, you're going to start seeing improvements. And I know, again, most people are going to brush this off. They're going to go straight to the technical analysis course. And while that's important, I'm not downplaying it. You need a firm understanding of technical analysis, but this is the real shit. This is the real stuff that nobody does. You don't see people, like, there ain't very many educators that teach this type of stuff. Everybody teaches the same stuff. It's technical analysis. It's, support this, support that, resistance there, fair value gap there. Like, it's the same stuff across the board. A lot of educators teach the same stuff. I don't know anybody that's teaching this, that teaches how to master your psychology. And this is how you do it. I'm giving you clear steps on how to do it. We've already concluded. Track data. That's going to do so much for you. That's going to do so much for your psychology. It's going to give you confidence, and you can look at that data for assurance. Meditation. This is how you conquer yourself, how you conquer your own thoughts. And then when you're in a live market environment, you're prepared. You know how to handle it because you've done it before. It's the same exact thing, literally the same exact thing you do in your meditation practice, you're going to do when you're in a live market environment. But the meditation is your plan, your focus, tunnel vision on your plan, executing your plan. Win or loss doesn't matter. Did you follow your plan? If you did, it's a successful day. You did great if you followed your plan. That's where you need to be. You need to be mindful. And then once you're mindful, you can redirect your focus. Again, guys, I'm not perfect. I deviate sometimes. Sometimes I'll let the market takes me away. I start to get emotional, and then I have to catch myself and redirect my focus. It happens to me, and I've been doing this a long time. But what happens is you get better. You get better with time. Also the same way, whenever you get a winning trade, for example, like whenever you get a winning trade or whether you get a losing trade, you feel the same emotions. Winning trade, once you get a winning trade, you feel so happy, you feel so elated. You are, you're on cloud nine. You're feeling so great after, hitting a winning trade or a couple winning trades in a row. And that's not good. Let me say that right now. That's not good. You shouldn't let yourself get taken by those winning trades, meaning you shouldn't let it pump your head up like that. That's what you're doing when you get all happy and you get all excited and pumped up over your wins. That's not good because you're going to bring that same energy when you have losses. And then when you get a loss, you're going to feel down. You're going to feel discouraged. You hit a few L's in a row and now you're really down. Now you're really feeling like crap. The key is you got to stay level-headed. I didn't say be a robot. You're not a robot. We've already established that. But what I am saying is you need to become mindful of whenever you're getting taken away by those emotions, and then you're going to redirect your focus, okay? You're going to feel it, but you're not going to take it very far. You're going to feel that feeling, but you're not going to take it very far, okay? Meaning you're not going to sit with it too long. It's the best way I can describe it. You're not going to sit with that feeling very long. You're on to the next. It's just business, on to the next. Okay, then you're going to redirect your focus once more, like I've taught you how to do in this one video. I've taught you how to do that. Redirect your focus. After that win, you're feeling great. You're going to catch yourself, hey, this ain't a healthy way to be with my trading. It's just business. I need to be level-headed like a professional. Okay, I'm not here to get pumped up and to gamble, be happy with I'm not here to get pumped up, have fun, and get excited over my results. I'm here for consistent profitability, right? I'm here for financial freedom. I'm here for maybe just to add another income stream. I'm here to retire my family, get that Lambo if that's what you want, or get that house if that's what you want, leave your job, whatever it is. You're going to get to that point, that goal that you have, whatever it is. We all got different goals. You're going to get there by operating like a professional, like a level-headed professional, not like a degenerate gambler that gets pumped over his wins and then upset over his L's. That's an emotional wreck at all times. You're going to get there by being a level-headed professional. So you need to be very aware of those emotions. You're going to get that win. You're going to feel great, but then you're going to redirect your focus, and then you're going to go do something else. So if you're done for the trading, turn off the computer, go back test or go review your trades or go do something. Go study some of my video lessons. Do something else. Okay. Same with an L. Again, if you take an L, but you followed your plan, it's a successful day, and you really need to rewire that into your brain. Okay. Through your meditation practice in those last 15 minutes, it's good. Again, visualize yourself being pleased with taking that L, because you followed your plan. Not many traders ever get themselves to that point. Not many do. But if you do, let me tell you, if you do get yourself to that point where you can be content with your L, with taking several L's in a row because you followed your plan, at that point, you've entered an entirely different arena that most traders never encounter. that they never find. And it comes through practice. You're going to get there through practicing it. If you don't practice, well, then you can expect to be good at it. And you're going to practice through your meditation. Again, you're going to take that L. You're going to be pleased. You're not going to sit with the feeling. It's just business. You're going to go to the next. You're on to the next. You're going to go review. You're going to go back test. You're going to redirect your focus on something else now. I'm telling you guys, it works. Meditation does work. Now, again, I applaud you if you're still sticking with it, you're still listening, then just know you're ahead of most people already, because most people have checked out because, nobody likes to do the inner work. Everybody just wants the Band-Aid. They want the technical analysis. But if you don't do the inner work, you're not going to get anything on the outside that you want, because you're always going to succumb to those demons, those inner thoughts that are going to drag you, that are going to kill your trading career. Inevitably, if you don't conquer them, it's going to kill your trading career. You're not going to make it. All those goals, guess what? All those goals you have for yourself, it's not going to happen if you don't conquer yourself. If you don't work on the inner game, you don't work on your inner, if you don't do the inner work, you're not going to accomplish any of that you have, that any of those goals that you possess in your mind, none of them will come to fruition if you don't conquer yourself. Now, when you leave this video, there's going to be several videos in this series. By the end of it, you'll have a clear plan of attack. But by the end of this video, you're going to be left with a decision. Those same thoughts that kill your trading career, that have been killing your trading career up to this point, that have been stopping your progress, that have made you break your rules, those same thoughts are going to pop up again, and they're going to tell you that this ain't necessary. It might be telling it to you right now. This ain't necessary. They're going to tell you, you just need a system. You just need a system, and then just go execute that system. Boom, that easy, that simple, right? It ain't that easy, guys. It ain't that easy. You got to do this. Don't let those thoughts win. You know the correct plan of attack. You know what you need to do. And you know deep down that this will help you. You know deep down, tracking your data, having that large sample set to look back to, you know that'll help you. You know that'll give you confidence. You just need to go do it now. You know meditation, having that win in the morning, having that win right before your trading session, having that win over yourself, it carries through into the trading day. You know that'll help you. Now you just got to do it. That's all that's stopping you, is the action. You got to take action on what I'm giving you here. If you don't take action, you're not going to get the results that you want. Let me leave you with this. If you keep doing what you have always done, you will keep getting what you have always gotten. A lot of you aren't pleased with your results thus far. So how do you expect something different to happen if you keep doing the same old crap, keep jumping to different strategies, keep ignoring the inner work? How do you expect to get different results if you keep doing the same crap? You got to do something different to get different results. So I'm giving you that plan of attack that you ain't doing. Come back to me after you've gathered all of your data. Come back to me after you've gathered that large sample set of data, that you have a clear strategy with clear rules. You've done the meditation. You've done consistent meditation. And then come back to me and tell me you're not seeing improvements. Come back to me then and tell me you're not seeing improvements. It's going to help you. I'm telling you. All right. So take action.